Greetings viewers, this is Monitor Maverick coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing each of the individual parts for the Iron Man Mark 46 by Moorestorm. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get started. So I think it would be nice to actually start with the head sculpt itself. It is very standard, nothing too big that makes it stand out, but I do like how detailed and very accurate it is to how Iron Man's head is, especially in movies and of course the comics. So I really like the all the details that comes with it. The gold here, I am really happy that it doesn't seem like it's kind of stale or kind of bland, so I'm happy I didn't need to paint over it. But other than that, it looks very nice, very sleek. And one thing about this kit that I think it's in many more Storm kits for Iron Man or just in Marvel model kits in general. But yeah, it comes some with LED lights, and I'm really happy that this actually turned out pretty well. It was actually very easy to install. But yes, and really glad that has a nice little feature. And that's about it for the head. Next up is the body, and I was really intrigued about this part because you can say that this is actually separated in three different parts: the lower body, upper body, and the neck. But I figured it'd be a lot better to just put all these together. But after putting all these together, I'm really impressed just how much detail it is in these. I mean, just looking at the back alone, it is so amazing, especially the lower back here. You just have all this nice detail, and many of this is actually some just individual parts that just snap into place, but still though, it does make it stand out with all the detail and all the pieces that come with it. I will add that while putting all this together, I was going through wonder by wonder just to find a piece. That's the one thing about this kit that I had some issues with, is that many of the pieces for at least one part weren't really in one runner. They were multiple. I would say maybe 10 runners just for the body alone. But other than that, that aside, the colors here look really good. Like I said, for the head, the gold is working pretty well. The red, I was hesitant at first because I was thinking about painting over it, but I'm glad I didn't because I think it actually worked pretty well here. But aside from that, there's a lot of detail in just the red and the gray areas here. And there's actually some nice little features here too. So in the back piece, you can actually open these flaps here. Now these are supposed to be used for, you could say like back jets, but really there are no jets or thrusters involved. But instead though, there's a lot of detail just underneath these flaps here. So it actually is pretty nice. But that's about it for articulation until this is fully assembled. But there's actually two other features here for this kit. Oh, well, I accidentally hit it, but this also comes with LED in the center. So the LEDs are in the head and the chest piece as of right now. But still, though, it is pretty nice. It does come with that feature, and I'm kind of glad it did work out pretty well. Another thing that another feature for the upper body is you can actually remove these pieces and just be very careful with them. And you can actually put a different piece that shows some obviously some missile pods or some grenades in the shoulder, so you can just switch these two pieces out if you like. But actually, it's a nice little effect there. So I am really happy the way how this turned out. A lot of detail, colors look well, and some nice features there as well. But that's about it for the body. Next up is the waist, and this is actually pretty simple. Nothing too big that actually makes this piece really stand out. It's just you get these hip pieces here, at least until the legs are attached, but of course that'll be in the next video. Spoiler. But in any case, this is actually pretty nice. But the one thing about the ways that I am kind of hesitant about is the way how the legs will move. So I may need to maybe take these out so that way there's a little bit more range of motion. And it seems like it's actually fine because this piece is still in place. Nothing to. I think these waist skirts do move in and out again for more leg mobility. So that is pretty nice. Can actually move these skirts, move down, then move up. So that way they can extend a little bit. But yeah, other than that though, just nice little details here and there, from the back, from the sides, and I really do like these two little gold pieces up front. But that's it for the waist. The legs are next, and one thing I do want to add about the legs is that when I was putting the legs together, I feel like I was actually putting a Gundam leg together because I feel like this was really detailed, a lot of pieces, and nice little inner frame leg. I guess you can say a skeletal system. And of course, the armor is just the muscle, or you can say the skin. So definitely a lot of pieces for the legs. So I find it funny how that's the one similarity to this kit along with Gundam kits. But it's pretty nice. It's very sleek. I gotta give it that. There is some detail, but mostly on the lower leg. On the upper leg, it's not too much, which I'm cool with. It's but like I said, very sleek, very smooth in certain areas, and very detailed, especially from the knee down. Like I said, the upper leg not too much, but from the knee down, a lot of nice little details. And I can show nice little bend there. So that's pretty decent, actually, I would say. That's very good. Little thigh or, yeah, thigh upper leg swivel there, but of course there'd be more once it's assembled. The ankle, though, you do have a side-to-side swivel. It does move back just a little bit, move up a little bit as well, and there is a toe bend as well. So maybe something along this lines, but we shall see. And there's a piece on the back of the ankle that can just be slightly adjusted just so there might be some more range of motion. And this actually comes with another feature too. So if you look at the bottom, aside from, nice detail on the bottom of its, I guess you could say the feet or boots, you see there's a hole there, and that hole is actually for some effect parts that came with the kit. So I would say this is mostly used for just Iron Man just flying around. And of course, the thrusters are coming out of its feet. So pretty nice little attachment there for the legs. But yeah, that's about it. Next are the arms, and I must admit, the arms has a nice amount of features, and I'll show those in a minute. But first off, I will admit that the details on the arms are pretty nice, especially for the forearms. So I find it funny how for the limbs of the Iron Man suit, the forearms or lower arms and the lower legs has a lot more detail than the upper arms and upper legs. But I digress. Still, though, it is pretty sleek, just like the legs. Just as stated before, is that there were like so many pieces from so many runners. They were not really consistent with like 1-2 runners for the arms alone, but they were just scattered, as I mentioned earlier, for the chest pieces, I believe. But still, though, it is pretty nice. These have a pretty nice bend here. Not all the way, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But I would say it's still pretty nice to get some good range of motion. And of course, the hands do move around all the way. And I can show you, the one thing I am worried about this kit that I have noticed earlier is that the shoulder pieces come off, I would say, a little bit easy. I can't recall whether it was this arm or the other arm, but the shoulder piece was was easily easily removed just by just seeing how was articulation is as by itself. So that might be one thing to watch out for. But still, though, it's still nice though. In terms of simple articulation, you can see the shoulder move around pretty nice. There's, like I said, the bend there, and of course the hand. Now, one thing about the arms, though, like I mentioned, it comes with a lot of different features and accessories. So for starters, I'm actually going to see if I can remove these. So there's a few pieces here on a forearm. So if you were to remove this gray piece, very carefully, I will add. Maybe I can take out the gold piece first. Okay. Now this is on the outside of the arm, so just so you know about that. Okay. Alright, very good. So you should have some little openings. So this is the left arm. So you have this being shown because this actually comes with another piece that can just attach to the forearm, and this is going to show just a rocket that comes out of the forearm. But not just that though, but this kit actually comes with a lot of different hands. So as you can see, it has a enclosed fist. So if you just remove that, regular hand, just open palm, like so. It has another open palm, but this is mostly used for, if I can, oopsie, like I said, it does cut, the shoulder piece shoulder plate does come off here and there. And this one is having some issues. There we go. So this one's mostly used, I would say, in cases of diamonds flying around. So I had to pause the video just so I can get the shoulder plate back. And then the last hand is actually one that has a hole in the center. And the reason why it does is because just like the feet, that this also comes with some nice effect parts. So you have this, like so. So this can also either be used as thrusters, just like for the legs, or used as just, I guess you could say, energy beams just shooting out of the hands. Yeah, that one, and you have a longer one. So definitely, yeah, some the imagination can be cracked open for these two effect parts. That's about it. That's all for the arms. One thing that I neglected to mention is that inside the arms, there actually are some lights. So you can see here, there is a small little LED. And I believe if I just push there, say, the light turns on. But the thing is, these are a little bit different. Yeah, I can push it in so the light can turn on, but there's no way for me to actually turn them off. So I actually need to disassemble this and actually take this out just slightly, just so the light can turn off. So I will say that that's the one thing about this kit I'm not too fond of, is that there's no easy way to turn the lights off in the forearms. So that's the one bummer, but hopefully. Now the down part is, the light, even though the light is on, you can't really tell just based on this alone. So I don't know if the forearm lights are worth it that much, but that's just me personally saying that. But yeah, that's about it for the arms. The next piece in this kit is actually the drone unit, which is the one thing that makes this kit stand out. Now the drone unit is actually very simplistic. It looks like just a flying box with some jets and thrusters. But really, though, there's a few things about this that I actually do like. Just like every other piece I've shown so far, is that there's actually a lot of detail in many different areas of the drone itself. I really do like the back, and the thing is that I'm not actually missing a piece. The piece I actually do have, but it's actually really hard to get this piece out if in case you don't have proper pliers or tweezers or really good long nails. But the reason why I took that piece out is because this is actually the connection piece for the action base, which I will show momentarily. Don't know what that was. Anyway, but also aside from this, though, there's also a few features that the drone unit does come with. So for starters, you can actually remove the top piece like so. It's just like the bottom piece, like that. And you can actually remove some of these pieces as well. They all each individual part, and I'll remove one to show you something. But as you look on the top, and it's just like the bottom, there's a few connection ports here. So this actually comes with some extra missile pods that you can just put on top. You can put on the bottom. Like so. So, and like so. So yes, there comes with several missile pods attachments here. So definitely make this in case there is some sort of mini enemies or you want to go out with a bang. You have many missile pods to do so. But also, like I said, you can remove these pieces here. There are 11, I want to say. Yep, 11 that you can just remove. And this kit actually comes with a lot of effect pieces like so. So you can actually use one of these. Now, as for this effect part, I'm just going to set this down real quick. It actually says in the instructions that you could get a candle or even a lighter, surely up to you, to just heat just one area so you can just slightly bend this. I will be doing that shortly, but I just want to let you know just be very careful with this because they only give you roughly 4 of these, so you really don't want to ruin one. But that's just me saying that, just be very careful. And of course, this fat part at the end, it does open up all the way, like so. So it definitely has a nice little effect of this flying out. So here's the connection port for that. So that just goes right in. And just a nice little straight shot. Like so. And like I said, other pieces can be removed. So one can fire there, another can fire here. Definitely many possibilities. And that's about it for the drone unit. And the last thing I want to show is actually the action base that this kit comes with. It's actually pretty nice. I do like the fact that the bottom is actually pretty dense. All of this here is actually made out of metal, aside from this standalone. But it's very it was one strong metal. Definitely when I was taking this removing it from the box. So it does bend in various areas, but also I would say this is pretty strong. I wouldn't say it's fragile, but just very stiff. But I do like that this came with a nice little label saying this Iron Mark XL VI, which is basically a Mark 46. But aside from that, though, you can actually use one of these three to use this, so it doesn't really matter. This it does come with three of these little caps, so you can just cover the other two. This actually comes with some attachment pieces because this kit is not the only one in this line, so you could attach other pieces with it as well. Now, as for these two, this is actually for the body of Iron Man, and this is actually where the lock is. So what we can do is this little piece right here, you can just take that out so you can easily adjust this, and whenever you want to tighten, just flip that down and it will stay into place. And the top, there is see, there's a piece here that needs to be removed. Give me one sec. Okay, so yes, as I knew there's a piece actually right here, and there's this piece that I just removed. But this basically is used as a locking mechanism. So once you remove that, then you can adjust this a little bit, like so. But that's as far as as it will go. So you can just put that back on and remove it like so. Now, as for this attachment piece right here, this is actually for the drone. Here's the connection piece that is going to be used for the back of the drone that I showed earlier. But unfortunately, there's one thing about this that I found out recently, is that this piece, I'm hoping it's just these, but this piece is actually pretty fragile. I was just trying to maneuver this, and one piece here actually cracked. Luckily, there was one spare piece that I was able to fix it. And this actually comes with a few extra pieces, so I could make another attachment if I choose to. And just put that there. But yeah, I would say some of these pieces are actually pretty fragile, so I would not stress this enough. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Because I don't know if there will be any enough pieces, enough spare parts to use for any adjustments. So just be careful. And there was actually another one of these that I guess I can use for something else. But this is the same attachment piece that's actually the back right here. I don't have another screw, so I can't really attach it. I don't have another piece like this. I just have this alone. And there's actually enough parts to make a third one too, but this is actually where that one piece broke that I mentioned. And here it is. Let me see if we can get a close-up there. Okay, if you see some lines there, come on, focus. Focus. I think you can see there's a line there where my index finger is pointing, but that is basically where it broke off. And so I'm just laying some super glue, just let it dry for right now. But that's about it for the action base. So as you all can see here, just a lot of parts, but mostly due to effects and accessories. But I am looking forward to see how this is going to look pretty good. I'm sure you all waiting forward to see how it is to be put together too as well. Just to see how if every piece is proportionate, and just to see just how it looks standing side by side by another figure, or just the way how it looks in general. But yes, I am looking forward to assembling this. It has taken some time, but I just want to show you all just how each one of these parts look, and just what it comes with the kit too, so you can tell many accessories, many features. So definitely looking forward to it. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'm so thankful for all of your support. I'm glad you all enjoy my videos. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. I do have an Instagram and a Reddit account, links are down below. And there are two videos here that I'm hoping that you take a look at. I hope you all enjoy. And of course, many videos on my channel that hoping is to your liking. So with all that said, thank you again. Until next time, keep on building.